Bedroom. In the dimness of night, amidst a gentle evening breeze, the moon high in the sky spills a soft radiance through the windows. However, at this moment, you're sitting in an armchair by the window, troubled and unable to enjoy the tranquil scenery. Vyn's birthday is coming. How should I plan it? You sigh softly, your gaze wandering to the open notebook again. You've already written down many ideas for that day. Some are quite ordinary, while others are a tad more creative. You've been comparing the plans for a while, but something seems missing with each one. None of them feel special enough. Could there be a better idea? This year's birthday has got to be different.
뭐가요?
Suddenly, a shadow falls before your eyes as a familiar voice snaps you out from your thoughts. You look up and meet Vyn's curious gaze. He must have finished washing up and returned to the room. You involuntarily reach for the notebook, trying to cover the jottings and keep your thoughts a secret. But a person's first reaction often betrays the very thing they are trying to hide. Vyn's gaze follows your movement and focuses on the notebook.
생일 계획?
He reads out a couple of words from between your fingers, the smile deepening in his eyes. Well, You pause for a while but fail to come up with a legitimate excuse to cover it up. So you decide to show him everything you have written. I was planning on giving you a surprise, but it appears the cat's already out of the bag. In that case, why don't you go through it all and pick a plan you like?
네. 인정이 빠르네요. 어떤 핑계로 절 속일지 기대하고 있었거든요.
So that's the kind of reaction you prefer. Next time I run into a situation like this, I'll make sure not to disappoint you.
우선 어떤 계획이 있는지부터 볼까요?
Instead of giving you a direct answer, Vyn picks up a pen and starts reading carefully. After roughly 10 minutes of thoroughly reading through your list of plans, he puts the notebook down. What do you think? Is there any that you like?
계획마다 특징이 또렷해서 다 좋은데요. 근데 생일 때 하려고 준비해둔 게 있어서.
Oh, you already have a plan? Then why did you read through it all so carefully? Vyn reaches out and gently brushes back a few strands of hair hanging by your temple, narrowing the distance between the two of you.
당신의 노력이 담긴 건데 대충 넘어갈 순 없죠.
You can't help but smile at Vyn's earnest tone. What's your plan then? I've never known anyone who'd make plans for their own birthday.
사실 생일을 특별히 계획했다기보다는 시간이 되는 날이 마침 그날이었을 뿐이에요.
Oh?
라파엘로라는 친구 기억하나요?
Instead of giving me a straight answer, Vyn mentions a familiar name. The name awakens a distant memory like a pebble sending ripples across a lake. Farrow Winery, the greenhouse for out-of-season crops, a tipsy Vyn, fragments of memory pieced together, exuding a warm and alluring brilliance. We weren't even dating yet back when we visited his winery. Right now, Vyn is watching you tenderly.
며칠 전에 라파엘로한테 전화가 왔어요. 우리가 심었던 포도나무가 다 자라서 열매를 맺었나 봐요. 처음 수확한 포도로 담근 와인이 완성되면 시간 될 때 맛 좀 보러 오라던데요.
Vyn pauses shortly before extending his hand to you.
그래서 말인데, 피에로 와이너리에 한 번 더 같이 가줄래요?
So that's what Vyn has planned. The backside of that silver nameplate comes into your mind. A few words are engraved on the plate: Albert and Shirira forever. You put your hand in his unwittingly. Sure. Soon enough, the two of you have finalized your schedule. Vyn suggests you arrive at the estate a few days in advance since there's no telling exactly when the wine will be ready. It'd be a shame to miss the best time for testing the first bottle. Since this will be a long journey, you decide to apply for remote work in case there should be an emergency requiring your attention. Now that everything has been taken care of, you and Vyn start packing.
참, 이번에 지낼 곳은 와이너리가 아니에요.
Vyn raises the topic of accommodations as you organize your clothes.
라파엘로가 특별히 와이너리 근처에 리조트 별장을 마련해줬어요. 집사도 구했다고 들었어요.
That's a lot.
약혼한 것도 있고 새 집으로 이사한 것도 같이 축하할 겸 이번에 와서 둘만의 세상을 즐겼으면 한다네요.
Some quality time to ourselves. Hearing Vyn words, you can't help but picture your journey ahead. Burgundy must look splendid in autumn. However, a glance at the wardrobe pulls you back to reality and your current predicament. I'm not sure what clothes I should pack. I want to bring everything.
원하는 만큼 가져가요.
But won't that be too much?
괜찮아요. 다양하게 가져가면 상황에 맞춰서 입을 수 있을 거예요.
Vyn seems to be hinting at something. You cast an unwitting glance at his side of the room. The items he has picked out are spread across the bed. There seem to be 7 or 8 outfits. He sure has chosen a lot for himself, and he's reminding me to bring more clothes. Looks like he has something special in mind. Alright, then I'll pack them all. Time flies. The date of departure has soon arrived. After a swift journey, the two of you have reached Pharaoh Winery. You exchange greetings with Raphael before the butler guides you to the specially arranged villa. After showing you around the house and introducing the various features, the butler leaves to sort out your luggage. Villa bedroom. You climb up the stairs and arrive at the bedroom. An elegant scent captivates your nose the moment you push open the door. Looking toward the window, the pale sunlight streams through the glass panels, adorning the floor like bits of amber. The delicate decorations in the bedroom outshines the marvelous villa design. Even the tea table is laid with fresh fruit and premium flower tea. Perfect room temperature, cotton slippers of just the right size. All the details seems to be tailored exactly to your needs. That's so sweet. Even the incense matches the one I use at home. A realization dawns on you as you savor the intricate details. You turn to look at Vyn and coincidentally lock eyes with him. Vyn, did you ask Mr. Raphael to arrange all this?
들켰네요.
So this was Vyn's secret plan all along. A sense of joy blooms in your heart. You recall his reminder to bring more clothes and how it seems to imply something more. You decide to pursue the topic. Looking smugly at Vyn, you adopt a confident tone. Not only that, I figured out something else as well.
그게 뭔지 들어보고 싶은데요.
You must have other arrangements for our visits here at Pharaoh Winery, apart from tasting the wine.
앞으로 당신 앞에서 비밀은 없겠네요.
Vyn takes your hand and leads you to the windows, implicitly acknowledging your speculation.
부르고뉴에선 이맘때가 되면 포도 축제가 열려요. 크고 작은 지역마다 재미있는 이벤트가 많죠. 피에로 와이너리도 그렇고요. 그래서 와인 숙성이 끝나기 전에 당신과 함께 조금 특별한 이벤트에 참여하면 어떨까 싶었어요. 원래는 서프라이즈처럼 이벤트 당일에 알려줄 생각이었지만요.
The two of you reach the windowsill. The leaves outside are beginning to turn yellow. A cool breeze stirs the hanging curtains as you and Vyn stand beneath the pure white drapery.
정성껏 준비한 서프라이즈였는데 거의 다 들켜버렸네요. 뭔가 실패한 느낌인데요. 이 정도면 저한테 약간이나마 보상을 해줘야 하지 않을까요?
Despite what he's saying, Vyn remains his calm and collected self. Make it up to you. What do you have in mind?
어렵지 않아요. 매일 외출하기 전에 저한테 어울리는 옷을 골라주는 거예요. 어때요?
You lock eyes with him. In his golden eyes stands only your reflection. Sounds good to me. Upon hearing your agreement, Vyn embraces you in his arms. A gentle breeze unfolds the white curtains, softly caressing the cheeks of you and Vyn. You remain in Vyn's arms, looking forward to every single day of this journey. We're about to make desserts together. I should pick a suitable outfit for Vyn.
홈웨어라. 저한테는 이런 옷이 잘 어울리는 것 같아요.
Baking workshop. After you've changed your outfits, the butler takes you to the baking workshop Vyn has chosen in advance. The shop is bustling with customers, some immersed in baking, others animatedly discussing cake decorations. This place looks super popular. It must be famous. A shop assistant approaches you at this moment.
어서 오세요. 예약하셨나요?
네,
Vyn shows the reservation information. After checking it, the shop assistant brings you to a quiet, secluded area within the workshop.
도구랑 재료는 모두 요청하신 대로 준비해뒀고 더 필요하신 거 있으시면 테이블 위에 있는 벨을 눌러주세요.
네, 감사해요.
아니에요. 그럼 즐거운 시간 되세요.
The shop assistant gives you a slight bow and leaves. Only Vyn and you are left in the room. You take a look at the comprehensive array of utensils and ingredients captured by the prominent assortment of grapes. Grapes? Are you going to teach me how to make a grape-flavored dessert today?
맞아요. 여기 오기 전에 때마침 새로운 레시피를 개발했거든요. 여기서 한번 만들어 보고 싶었어요.
Burgundy is famous for its wine, and we're in the middle of grape festival. This certainly fits the theme. A smile emerges on Vyn's face as he hears your words. He shakes his head slightly while reaching for the whipped cream on the table.
꼭 그런 이유만은 아니에요.
Then what is it? Fixing his gaze on you, Vyn places another grape in your hand. You've tasted this one before. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon.
우리가 처음 피에로 와이너리에 왔을 때 가장 먼저 한 게 온실에서 다양한 포도나무 지지대를 구경하고 포도를 먹어본 거였잖아요. 그래서 이번 여행도 그렇게 시작하고 싶었어요.
The grape he has placed in your hand is temptingly brown and purple. Vyn's words sent you thoughts wandering. You vaguely recall the way it felt when his fingertip brushed the corner of your lips. And that is when you realize the recipe he just mentioned must have been developed specially for the two of you. Well, let's get started then. I can't wait to find out what your new recipe tastes like.
네,
The baking process went well. After waiting patiently for a while, your grape dessert is finally ready. The dessert takes the shape of a little pot fully decorated with edible ornaments made from various grapes and other ingredients. On either side of the pot are adornments made from special kind of chocolate. The misty effect from dry ice adds a final touch that elevates its beauty. Oh, what shall we do? It was so hard to make this. I can't bring myself to eat it.
조금 전까지만 해도 얼른 맛보고 싶다고 하지 않았나요?
Yes, but after making it with my own hands, it just feels different.
괜찮아요. 다 먹고 다음에 또 같이 만들면 되니까요.
Oh, Vyn, don't try to comfort me as if I were a kid.
전 그냥 당신과 같이 디저트를 먹고 싶을 뿐이에요.
Nodding with a smile, you take the dessert spoon from Vyn. Both of you take a full scoop and place it in your mouth at the same time. The grape's special sweet and sour flavor coupled with the richness of the chocolate and aroma of the other ingredients makes a unique and divine taste. It's delicious.
정말 그렇네요. 제가 먹어본 그 어떤 디저트보다도 훨씬 맛있어요.
I can't believe it's already so late. There's still work to do. Next time, I must finish my work before going out. I was going to make birthday plans for Vyn, but who would have thought that Vyn would do the job so nicely himself? In that case, it would be great to record the memory in a drawing. It would certainly make a great gift at the end of the journey. I went to the market near the vineyard to buy some flowers for you. I am on my way back right now. The florist recommended me first jogging event to me. Apparently, it is perfect for couples. We have nothing planned on one of the days on our itinerary, so I wanted to see if you would be interested in participating in the event. First jogging, is that a popular event around here? What's so special about it? Yes, you could see that. I heard of it before we came here. However, at the time, the mountain paths of Montfort were under maintenance, and the event had been unavailable for years. As for the most special part about it, it is said that couples who reach the peak of the mountain will receive the blessing of the goddess of love. Those are all the details I know. I guess we will have to attend the event to find out. You've got my attention. Let's go take a look. Okay, I am curious as to what the blessing of the goddess of love really is as well.
정말 격식 있는 수트네요. 만듦새도 아주 훌륭해요.
Banquet. After spending quite some time dressing up, the butler escorts you to Raphael's banquet. The hall is decorated in a delicate and elegant style, with a small band playing a beautiful and relaxing melody nearby. Seeing that you've arrived, Raphael excuses himself from a conversation with other guests and approaches.
비렐름. 드디어 왔네?
준비하는데 시간이 좀 걸리더라고.
괜찮아. 이쪽도 이제 막 시작했으니까. 그리고 두 사람 없이는 애초에 시작할 수도 없지.
Raphael seems to be alluding to something, but he quickly changes the topic and starts talking with Vyn about improvements in the brewing technology. You notice the surrounding long tables aren't lit with various bottles of elf wine as you expected, sparking your curiosity. Mr. Raphael, what kind of banquet is it tonight? I mean, I haven't seen any wine this whole time. Instead of giving you a direct answer, Raphael smiles mysteriously at your question.
관찰력이 좋네요. 근데 그건 둘 다 조금 있으면 알게 될 거예요.
Huh. A glance at Vyn reveals that he is just as surprised. Maybe the banquet tonight is different from what he is used to. Before you can process the situation, Raphael invites you to go somewhere else.
이쪽이에요.
There is a round dance floor in the middle of the room. Raphael guides you to its center. A servant standing nearby promptly hands him an antique bell. Raphael shakes the bell gently, drawing the attention of everyone present.
오늘 연회에 참석해주신 여러분께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 그러면 이제 이번 연회 주인공을 소개해드려야겠네요. 제 절친한 친구 비렐름과 그의 약혼녀입니다.
As Raphael finishes his introduction, the whole venue erupts in enthusiastic applause. All eyes turn to Vyn and you. The sudden attention makes you nervous. Vyn pats you gently on the back of your hand.
긴장하지 말아요. 제가 있잖아요. 저도 라파엘로가 뭘 꾸미고 있는 건지는 모르겠지만 절대 나쁜 일은 아닐 거예요.
Okay. Calmed by Vyn's reassurance, you gradually open up to the warm vibe. Raphael's words reach your ears. He sounds genuinely thrilled.
몇 년 전 비렐름이 약혼자를 데리고 제 와이너리를 찾아왔습니다. 전 그때부터 그분이 비렐름한테서 가장 특별한 사람이라는 걸 알았죠. 지금 두 사람이 함께하며 서로를 사랑하고 미래를 약속한 모습을 보니까
Raphael is filled with emotions as he goes on. You look at Vyn. Despite his collected expression, you are certain of the ripples stirring in his heart. You unwittingly clasp your arm around his.
제가 다 기쁘고 흐뭇하더군요. 그래서 오늘 이 자리를 빌려 두 사람을 진심으로 축하하고 싶습니다. 두 사람의 약속을 축하하고 영원히 행복하세요.
고마워, 라파엘로.
Thank you so much. The guests burst into thunderous applause, cheering and showering you with their heartfelt blessing. Although many of them are strangers from other countries, they are still brimming with inexplicable warmth and genuineness. At the same time, the servant presents you with a bottle of wine wrapped in a ribbon and an ancient dagger engraved with an elaborate pattern. Raphael walks over with a bright smile.
가장 친한 친구가 약혼을 하면 가장 좋은 와인을 선물하는 게 우리 와이너리의 전통이야. 약혼한 두 사람이 같이 와인병에 묶인 리본을 빗으로 자르면 평생 행복하게 지낼 수 있대.
With that, Raphael solemnly hands the dagger to you and Vyn. The two of you wrap your hands around the hilt of the dagger and look at each other with a smile.
준비됐나요?
Yes. Whoosh. As the ribbon falls off, the crowd bursts into applause once more. Your glasses cling, the wine symbolizing your love rippling in a golden hue. At this moment, you raise your glasses together and drink to the love of your life.
가끔은 캐주얼한 스타일도 나쁘지 않죠.
Peguero Lake. After changing into more casual outfits, you take a sightseeing carriage to the Peguero Lake. Stepping off the carriage, Vyn and you walk slowly by the lake, enjoying the beautiful view. The lake in front of you is rippling in the breeze, sparkling like intricate gold foil. The warm zephyr seems to carry the sweet scent of berries. It's so beautiful here. It feels different from any lake I've seen.
백우로 호수는 색이 다채롭기로 유명해요. 호수의 색은 특별한 광석처럼 빛에 따라 다르게 변하죠.
So that's why I thought the water was greenish blue when I got off. But then it turned purple. I'm glad my eyes are serving me right. Vyn lets out a chuckle and guides you a few steps ahead.
백우로 호수는 연인의 호수라고도 불려요. 여기 이 각도에서 보면 하트 같지 않나요?
You bend down slightly and look in the direction Vyn is pointing at. From this unique angle, the lake does look like a heart. It's true. How special.
저도 하트 모양 호수를 보는 건 처음이에요.
Wait, what do you mean by the first time? Have you never been here before? You sounded so familiar with it, with all the introduction and stuff. I thought you've been here a number of times. Your question seems to remind Vyn of something. He sighs somewhat helplessly.
사실 혼자 피에로 와이너리에 올 때마다 이 호수를 보러 오고 싶었어요. 하지만 제가 백우로 호수랑 인연이 없었던 건지 매번 소나기가 쏟아지거나 갑자기 일이 생기는 바람에 그러질 못했죠.
Vyn pauses, showing a rare expression of hesitation.
그래서 아까 나오면서도 좀 걱정했어요. 오늘도 똑같은 일이 벌어지면 어쩌나 하면서요.
So there are times when even Vyn is uncertain about things.
하지만 다행히 모든 게 순조롭게 흘러갔고 당신과 함께 백우로 호수의 경치를 감상할 수 있었죠.
Looking at Vyn's expression and thinking about the experience he just shared, you can't help but tease him. Maybe you're only supposed to see the Lover's Lake when you have found the love of your life.
일리 있는 말이네요. 은연중에 다 정해져 있었나 봐요.
Vyn gladly accepts your theory, a faint smile appearing on his face as he pulls you into his arms.
내 사랑, 우리 호수를 좀 더 보다 가는 건 어떨까요?
Okay. The lake gleams charmingly under the splendid sunlight. You nestle into Vyn's embrace, wishing that time could freeze in this moment. Suddenly, raindrops begin to fall amidst the sunlight, breaking you out of your beautiful reverie. Why is it raining suddenly?
이 지역은 일기예보가 정확하지 않은 모양이네요. 아직 빗줄기가 세진 않은데 저쪽 나무 아래로 뛰어갈까요?
Vyn points at a giant tree nearby. Its lush foliage appears enough to protect you from a light shower. You nod to Vyn. He quickly takes off his jacket and pulls it up over your heads to block the rain.
가요.
Okay. Enveloped in a familiar warmth, you walk briskly behind Vyn. raindrops occasionally caressing your cheeks. You quickly find shelter under the tree while the rain continues in a gentle drizzle. Vyn and you look at each other, noticing traces of raindrops on each other's cheeks and hair.
이 옷 또 젖어버렸네요.
Maybe this is how it is meant to be. The Peguero Lake is further away from you at this moment. The sky and the lake blend in the rain, melting into a new landscape. I just bought the most famous cake in Burgundy. I am on my way back now. There is a bit of traffic though, so I might be around 10 minutes late. Oh, a friend of mine just called me. He is inviting us to his school's informal dance party. Out of the blue, who's the friend and what is this dance party? His name is Pavel and he is the headmaster of the School of Psychology at the Burgundy Comprehensive College. I met him when I visited Faro Winery in the past. As for the informal dance party, it is an event open to the public that the college has been hosting recently. I hear that it is very unique. They are not very strict on the attire either. There are basically no restrictions. I was not going to attend, but it is a little hard to decline, so I wanted to see what you thought about it. Of course I want to go. Who knows when we'll back here again? We should take a look at all the unique events around. I wanted to decline because I was worried you did not get enough rest this couple of days. Seems like my worries were unnecessary. We will head over together once Pavel confirms the opening time of the event. Now you can begin the preparations. The cake will be arriving soon.
여행할 땐 스포츠웨어가 가장 편하고 좋아요.
First mountain foothills. It is afternoon when you and Vyn reach the first mountain foothills. Many couples like you are getting ready to climb the mountain. Looking up at the summit touching the sky, it seems somewhat close to you, and the path leading there appears welcoming under the bright sunlight. Mount First doesn't appear that high.
확실히 높은 편은 아니죠. 조금 서두르면 1시간 반이면 정상에 도착할 수 있을 거예요. 근데 산의 구조가 특이하고 경사가 가파른 편이라 전체적으로 쉬운 코스는 아니에요.
I see. In order to receive the blessing from the goddess of love, we must first withstand her trial. Vyn smiles as he nods in agreement. Then he reaches out a hand to straighten your clothes.
그래도 산에서는 모기나 벌레에 물리지 않게 조심해야 해요.
Very well, my dear Dr. Richter. After double-checking the climbing route and emergency supplies, you and Vyn begin your journey. First mountain peak. After 2 hours of hard work, the two of you reach the mountain top. That wasn't easy. We finally made it. It was certainly more tiring than I had expected.
그러게요.
As the two of you are panting with hands on the knees, you hear someone calling from a short distance away.
거기 두 분, 이쪽이에요.
You look up and see a staff member waving at you, an arc made of flowers standing next to her. This must be the destination of the Mount Fierce trekking event. You and Vyn exchange a glance and smile in unison, holding hands after catching your breath.
가요, 우리.
Okay. Once you arrive at the arc, the staff presents you with a medal and crown.
두 분 다 수고 많으셨어요. 이건 등정 인증서랑 선물이에요.
감사합니다.
Standing here with the souvenirs in your hands, you suddenly realize how unique Montfils truly is. Sunlight pierces through the clouds as a myriad of flowers sway in unrestrained joy. The enchanting blend of city and countryside unfolds before your eyes like a delicate painting. Standing under the arc, you and Vyn have become an exquisite brushstroke in that painting.
그럼 이제 신의 축복을 받을 차례네요.
Words from the staff pulls you back from indulging in the beautiful view.
뒤를 한번 돌아보시겠어요?
Behind, you and Vyn turn together to find a giant tree entering your view. The miracle of nature looks one with the earth and sky. The huge tree has a thick and tall trunk that supports lush green leaves resembling a slumbering giant.
이게 그 사랑의 신인가요?
네, 맞아요. 사랑의 신은 이 나무의 이름이에요. 수백 년 동안 이곳을 지키고 있죠. 이 이름은 아주 오래전 사랑을 관장하는 신이 퍼즈산 정상에 이 나무를 심었다는 전설에서 유래됐어요.
It has been around for hundreds of years, and yet it is still brimming with life. You return your gaze to the giant tree in amazement.
네, 그래서 이 전설은 나중에 늘 푸른 사랑의 신 나무가 연인들을 영원토록 지켜준다는 속담이 되기도 했어요. 바레스코에도 전통이 하나 더 생겼고요. 연인이 함께 퍼즈산 정상에 올라서 사랑의 신의 가지를 꺾어가면 평생 헤어지지 않고 서로를 향한 사랑을 영원히 지켜나갈 수 있다는 거예요.
Hearing the staff's description, you can picture a deity planting the seed of the giant tree. The goddess of love is standing silently like always, waiting for the arrival of one couple after another.
그러면 이제 저희 둘이 함께 이 나무의 가지를 꺾으면 되는 건가요?
네, 맞아요. 두 분 마음에 드는 부분을 고르시면 돼요.
The staff nods to you and steps aside. Vyn and you take a few more steps toward the giant tree and look up at the lush branches. Which one should we choose?
아니면 같이 숫자를 3가지 세고 나서 각자 직감대로 골라보는 건 어때요?
Oh, but what if?
걱정 말아요. 조금 전에 사랑의 신이 우리가 같은 걸 고를 거라고 하셨거든요.
Vyn smiles at you, sounding earnest. It is as if he had really heard the goddess whisper. Alright then, let's find out. 3, 2, 1. You reach out on your tiptoes, closing your eyes nervously. You feel the rough branch but also a familiar touch. Did we?
역시 사랑의 신이 우리를 축복하고 있나 보네요.
You lock eyes with Vyn, a smile appearing on both of your faces. The goddess of love has offered you her protection under the boundless sky.
이 옷은 색도 디자인도 독특하네요. 정말 마음에 들어요.
You and Vyn choose to travel in the transparent cable car again on your trip to the Burgundy Alpine Park. The scenery gradually unfolds as the cable car weaves through the forest. You soon arrive at the familiar location. Gandhi Alpine Park. You step out of the cable car and begin to stroll in the park. It feels both strange and familiar to walk amidst the forest shrouded in a faint mist. Reflecting on the scenery you've just enjoyed overwhelms you with a menagerie of emotions. It feels different taking the cable car again after so long. I felt so excited last time I was here, but also nervous. But this time, I was really just enjoying myself.
저도 비슷한 것 같아요. 그렇지만 당신과 비교한다면 전 다른 마음도 들었달까요?
Vyn inadvertently squeezes your hand as he speaks. Something else?
네. 즐거움도 있었지만 만족스럽기도 했어요. 아까 당신과 투명 케이블카에 앉아있을 때 세상의 중심에 있으면서도 외부와는 격리된 것 같은 느낌이 들었거든요. 저와 당신의 눈에 모든 게 담겨 있었지만 손이 닿을 수 있는 건 오직 우리 둘뿐이었죠. 이런 미묘한 균형을 뭐라고 정의할 순 없겠지만 정말 만족스러웠어요.
Vyn explains his inner feelings to you gently, adopting a most reassuring tone. You loop your arm through his, bringing a touch of intimacy to your soul. You always have a way with words. Compared to what you've said, enjoyment is a much too simple generalization. I really must learn from you in the future, Professor Richter. Recognizing the sarcasm in your words, Vyn responds with a light chuckle of resignation. You have been strolling in the park for a while now. The familiar yet changing scenery leaves indelible imprints in your heart.
공원 주변은 거의 다 둘러봤는데 안쪽으로 더 들어가 봐도 좋고 근처 꽃밭도 있는데 어디가 좋아요?
Let me think. You think of your trip last time, how you shared your photos after getting out of the cable car and discussed novelties and challenges. About your journey ahead, why not repeat what you did last time? You wink at Vyn in agreement. Where did we go from here last time after we visited Burgundy Alpine Park? Hearing your question, Vyn instantly grabs your train of thought. Revisiting past locations with a new identity and new feelings is like bringing together the past and present, leaving an imprint of togetherness.
이 다음에 이쪽으로 갔던 것 같아요.
Vyn takes your hand again, your fingers interlocking, and guides you to the heart of the park. Alright, let's check it out again. You two set off briskly, embracing the wind. Under the brilliant light, your shadows tango. Wherever your destination, you will head in that direction together. What a coincidence. I was just wondering where you went off to.
지금 라파엘로와 시장에서 재료들을 고르고 있어서 돌아가려면 시간이 조금 걸릴 것 같아요. 배고프면 굳이 기다리지 말고 먼저 식사해요.
Okay, I'll take care of myself. Do you have anything to add other than having dinner on time, Dr. Richter?
하나 더 있긴 한데 당분은 아니에요. 라파엘로가 우리 와인이 모레쯤이면 완성될 거라고 했었는데 요즘 날씨가 이상해서 발효 과정에 문제가 생겼거든요. 그래서 양조 시간이 이틀 더 미뤄질 것 같아요.
Vyn sounds concerned, but you are not at all surprised. I see. No worries, we can wait a few days for a good wine. I guess I'll just have to extend my holiday.
저도 그럴 생각이었어요. 그럼 일단 그렇게 하기로 하죠.
Sure, speaking of which, what have you planned for our last day here, Vyn? Every time I ask, you say you wanted to keep it a secret. Now that we're not getting the wine on time, the least you can do is to reveal the schedule. Vyn lets out a sigh of resignation.
당신은 어떻게 해야 제 입을 열 수 있는지 잘 알고 있는 것 같아요. 마지막 날은 와이너리에서 당신과 캔들라이트 디너를 즐길 생각이에요.
A candlelight dinner? Some dreamy pictures appear in your mind. You can't help imagining what would happen at that dinner. A dinner you have prepared. I'm sure it will be very romantic. I'm very looking forward to it.
절대 실망시키지 않을 테니 걱정 말아요. 우아하지만 너무 포멀하지 않다는 거. 그게 이 옷에 대한 제 평가예요.
Informal dance party. As you look around, you're amazed at what you're seeing. Rather than a dance, the event looks more like a huge outdoor party. Everyone is casually dressed, a myriad of various costumes merging into a dazzling scene. The overall decoration is chic and cool. Music pulses in a strong rhythm. A crowd is frolicking nearby. Most of the people are students brimming with youthful innocence and energy. Somehow, I feel like a student again. Before you can process the picture, Vyn has returned to your side. The moment you enter the informal dance party, the dean who had invited you here whisked him away for a friendly chat. Have you finished with your business, Professor Richter?
네, 파벨 학장이랑 일에 대해서 이야기를 나눴는데 협력할 의향이 있더라고요.
So that's why he went to such great lengths to invite you here. Turns out he wants something from you.
저도 이럴 줄은 몰랐어요.
Vyn pauses, letting out a sigh of resignation.
이런 건 나중에 얘기하죠. 여기까지 왔는데 무도회의 재미를 마음껏 즐겨야 하지 않겠어요?
That's right, this is certainly new for me. When you were away, I almost wondered if I was at the right place. Hearing your complaint, Vyn can't help but smile.
당신이 생각한 캐주얼 무도회는 어떤 모습이었나요?
I thought it would be less formal, a bit casual. I didn't think it would be this casual. Look over there, a pink dinosaur and a bandaged cyborg. I've never seen such a couple at any other dance party before. Vyn looks in the direction you're pointing at, the smile deepening on his face.
자유로움과 편안함. 그게 캐주얼 무도회의 주제예요. 사람들의 본능을 끌어내서 현재를 즐길 수 있게 하는 거죠.
Then what about the dance later?
마찬가지로 규칙은 없어요. 그냥 음악에 몸을 맡겨봐요.
As he finishes the sentence, the music starts along with cheers from the crowd. And so the dance party begins in a casual, informal manner. As the rhythmic music starts, people begin to gather in the center of the floor to dance. A daring participant even whistles and steps forward, offering a solo performance. You and Vyn feel somewhat awkward at the beginning. However, as things start to heat up, you begin to fit in the atmosphere, rocking gently to the music in hand. Vyn, do you think we're holding back too much compared to the others? You move closer to Vyn to whisper into his ear on the dance floor.
그렇지 않아요. 우리가 마음껏 즐긴다면 그걸로 충분해요.
Are you enjoying yourself? Hearing your question, Vyn lets out a somewhat helpless sigh.
제 자신을 충분히 끌어낸 것 같지 않으니까 그런 질문을 하는 거겠죠? 제 대답은 고민할 것도 없어요. 정말 재밌게 즐기고 있거든요.
Before he finishes the sentence, Vyn grabs you by your waist and twirls you around, eliciting exclamation from the nearby crowd. You lock eyes as Vyn stands still, the sunshine illuminating his eyes and hair. Another piece of music is beginning to play, the vibrant tune tumbling like waves in the air. You let go of Vyn's hand and dance around him in bold movements, even mimicking some moves you've seen in movies. Wanna join me? You wink at Vyn, allowing the music and heat to carry your moods high into the sky. After a few seconds pause, Vyn replies with a smile.
알겠어요.
Since everyone is having a great time in the center of the floor, nobody is paying attention to your story that unfolds at a small corner. And the two of you dance and laugh to your heart's desire, fully enjoying the present moment of joy, unwilling to stop for a second.
디테일까지 완벽했으면 하는 마음에 이 옷을 정말 오랫동안 기다렸어요.
Pharaoh Manor's garden. After changing, you follow Vyn back to Pharaoh Winery. You cross a long path and arrive at an open garden. A path lined with roses stretches before your eyes, leading to the fountain at the center of the garden. In the twilight, the bright red roses are tinged with the golden hue of the sunset, appearing even more brilliant. As you gaze at the avenue, moving memories surge into your minds. There's one thing that is different from the day he confessed his love. Instead of waiting for you at the end of the road, he is right by your side at this very moment.
최대한 그날처럼 만들어봤는데 마음에 들었으면 좋겠어요.
His words are like a drop of water, adding to a heart already brimming with touching sweetness. You give in to the undeniable urge to wrap him in your embrace. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. I thought this would be just a great dinner, but I never thought I'd get to relive that day.
제 마음이 온전히 전해진 것 같네요.
Yes. An eternity seems to have passed until you recollect yourself and release Vyn from your embrace. Vyn gently touches a corner of your eyes, looking at the same as his usual self.
그럼 우리 이제 저녁 먹으러 갈까요?
Sure. Vyn takes your hand and guides you forward. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. You go around the fountain and enter through the greenery arc, reaching the heart of the garden. The round table is delicately arranged and laid out with various cuisines, all of which are to your liking. A candle flickers in the breeze atop the metal candlestick. You are aware that Vyn has specially arranged for all this, yet you can't contain your curiosity. I thought we'd only be having burgundy specialties for tonight's candlelight dinner. But apart from some special cuisines I've never seen before, the rest are all my favorites. Vyn guides you to your seat with a smile and sits down beside you.
처음에는 그렇게 부르고뉴 스타일로만 준비하려고 했어요. 하지만 나중에 생각해보니 뭔가 틀에 박힌 것 같아서 신선하지 않더라고요. 그리고 제가 당신한테 주고 싶은 건 당신이 좋아하는 거지 형식적인 낭만이 아니에요.
Is this why you've prepared something of everything? Your chest adds a touch of lightness to the sweet and romantic atmosphere. Vyn nods, his eyes full of affection.
캔들라이트 디너라는 건 당신이 좋아해야만 의미가 있는 거니까요. 하지만 마음에 안 들면 당장 바꿔달라고 할게요.
No way! This is perfect! There's absolutely no need for a change. You hurry to voice your objection in case Vyn would actually call the butler. But Vyn remains calmly seated, his golden eyes dancing with a joyful smile. Vyn, did you just say that on purpose?
빨리 안 먹으면 다 식겠어요. 맛있는 음식을 제대로 맛보지 않는 건 좋은 습관이 아니에요.
Vyn goes ahead and places some food in your plate. For a fleeting moment, you feel he definitely has a hold on you. But he's right, it would be a pity to let great food go to waste. Okay then, I'll dig in. You enjoy the delicacies amongst the myriad of flowers, laughing while chatting until the sun falls beneath the horizon and the clouds disappear in the darkness of night. After having dinner, Vyn and you change into casual outfits for a stroll across a field of flowers next to the villa. Night has fallen, speckles of stars scatter their brilliance across the ink-black firmament. With great reluctance, you start retracing your steps. As you are about to reach the villa, you tell Vyn to close his eyes for a little game. Villa bedroom. After entering the villa, you carefully guide Vyn upstairs into the bedroom.
게임 규칙대로라면 이젠 눈을 떠도 되겠죠?
Not yet, just a while longer.
알겠어요.
Vyn squeezes your hand gently as he gives a positive reply. You continue to guide him forward until he's standing right in the middle of the bedroom. Alright, you can open your eyes now.
이건
He looks around amazed at what he's seeing. The bedroom is exquisitely arranged, every last detail down to the bedside ornament and burning incense perfectly match his preference. A wine cart stands in front of him, fully decorated with blooming roses. In the middle of the flowers lies a bottle of wine on a wooden rack. The wine was brewed from the first batch of the fruit borne by the grapevine you and Vyn had planted together.
라파엘로가 말한 게 이제 알겠네요. 당신이 말한 게임이라는 게 이 서프라이즈였군요.
Vyn becomes aware of the situation in an instant. Instead of lingering on the wine, he turns his gaze to you.
라파엘로가 전에 한 말이 핑계라는 걸 알고는 있었지만 이런 서프라이즈를 위한 거였을 거라고는 생각지 못했어요.
Do you like it?
물론이죠. 눈을 감고 게임을 시작한 순간부터 설렜으니까요.
Vyn takes a step nearer, his garments emitting a soft rustling sound.
언제부터 이런 계획을 세운 건가요?
His voice sounds warm and passionate, like a bubbling stream on a spring day. You can't help but tell him everything. Back at the baking workshop, I thought of it when you said you wanted to start this journey with grapes. I was thinking, if we were to start the trip according to your plan, then we might as well end it with my surprise. Before you finish speaking, Vyn pulls you into his arms and an intimate warmth spreading across your waist. His silver hair brushes your cheeks ever so slightly.
그 말을 들으니까 이번 여행이 끝나지 않았으면 좋겠어요.
Really? Then I have an idea.
어떤 건가요?
Why don't we arrange for a wine tasting at Faro Winery every 5 years? This could be a promise between us. After all, as the brewing technology continues to evolve and the grapevine grows, the wine made from its fruit is bound to change in flavor. In that way, our journey this time will extend through our promise into eternity. An unusual sentiment flickers across Vyn's eyes as he hears your proposal. He pulls you in even closer.
물론이에요. 정말 좋은 생각이네요. 당신을 만나기 전에 여기로 올 땐 항상 혼자였어요. 언젠가 다른 누군가랑 같이 오게 될 거라고는 꿈에도 몰랐죠. 그땐 혼자 이곳저곳을 구경하면서 와인을 맛보곤 했어요. 그러다가 당신이 나타나면서 그 루틴이 깨져버렸죠.
Vyn slightly loosens his embrace, allowing you to gaze into his eyes.
더 이상은 혼자가 아니니 외로움을 느낄 일은 없겠네요.
Vyn,
솔직히 아직도 가끔 믿기지가 않아요. 관계가 분명하지 않은 상태로 이곳에 왔던 때부터 약혼을 하고 같이 와인을 맛보러 온 지금에 이르기까지 이 모든 게 실제로 일어난 일이라는 게 이런 변화가 기적 같아요.
miraculous. Faced with his obscure description, you are curious for a more specific explanation. Vyn leans in with a smile. You can hear his fervid breathing by your ear.
네, 나뭇가지에서 어느 순간 새싹이 자라난 것 같달까요? 기적 같으면서도 조화로운 새 생명의 탄생이죠. 앞으로 인생의 모든 순간을 당신과 함께 할 수 있다는 게 정말 감사해요.
Then I must thank you as well. Thank you for choosing me at the beginning. And taking me to so many places you have been to, places that are important to you. Vyn smiles at your attempt to mimic his tone, a tad helpless at your playfulness. Then he turns around, focusing again on the wooden wine rack sitting on the cart.
말을 너무 많이 했네요. 슬슬 와인을 따봐야 하지 않을까요?
Sure, we've got to taste that first bottle. The roses and the wine bottle form a perfect picture under the light. Vyn picks up the corkscrew beside the rack and deftly removes the cork. Decanting, pouring, you gently swirl the wine to enjoy its aroma. Then you clink your glasses and take a sip. Vyn's demeanor is as refined as the first time you saw him sip wine, an elegance that leaves you slightly entranced. When did that happen? It felt like yesterday and your first encounter with him. With each swirl, the velvety liquid clings to the glass before sliding down slowly. An idea dawns on you after a couple of more sips, something the connoisseurs love to do. Overwhelmed by a playful curiosity, you can't help but ask, Vyn, how would you rate this bottle? Vyn doesn't appear surprised at the question. It is as if he's anticipated your little trap. His expression remains confidently relaxed as he swallows the wine.
객관적으로 말하면 다 자란 포도나무에 처음 맺힌 열매는 품질이 그리 이상적이지 않아요. 우리가 심은 나무도 예외는 아니죠. 그래서 맛은 역시나 좀 부족하네요. 하지만 주관적으로 보면 우리가 심은 포도나무잖아요. 또 지금 같이 맛을 보고 있고요. 그래서 제 마음속에서만큼은 만점이에요.
Vyn appears a bit more relaxed as he finishes the answer. For some reason unbeknownst to you, his cheeks appear slightly flushed under the lighting. That's a clever answer. You've covered everything, both positive and negative.
그럼 당신이 보기엔 어때요?
Well, I think it's no match compared to more mature grapes. The flavor is quite mediocre. But no worries, we have all the time in the world. I believe that one day our wine will be perfect in every aspect. Perhaps out of inebriation, you only realize what a marvelous thing you had just said after the words have left your lips. Vyn smiles without saying a word, appearing more unreserved than his usual self. Then he reaches out to pull you in. The affectionate touch draws you two together, eyes locked in a passionate gaze. Vyn's face is within an inch of yours. The faint aroma of wine and his body temperature intertwine, rendering you dizzy.
맞아요. 우리한테는 긴 시간이 있죠. 다음 와인도 다다음 와인도 있으니 언젠간 우리 둘만의 만점짜리 와인을 찾을 수 있겠죠.
Vyn leans in even closer. You can feel his thin lips gently brushing against yours. The glass in his hand sways occasionally from his movements, clinking musically against yours. At this moment, Vyn has left behind his burdens and lets loose. Engulfed in his warm embrace, you submit to him.
방금 5년이라고 약속했는데 다시 생각해보니 그건 조금 긴 것 같아요. 그렇게까지 형식적일 필요도 없고요. 가장 중요한 건 곁에 있는 사람이니까요. 우리가 오고 싶을 때 언제든 다시 와요.
The familiar words transport you into past memories. Everything that's happening is like a beautiful reverie. This moment seems a lot like yesterday, but much has changed. Only one thing remains the same. Your reflection fills his golden eyes. You are right, we can come again whenever we want. Unbounded and carefree, this seems to be tonight's theme. In the dim swaying light, only one sensation remains. You and Vyn seem to be lost in blurry haze. But you have only taken a few sips, and the night is still young.